To help us speed up that timeline, we bring in the cornerbacks coach of BYU football, Jernaro Gilford. Jernaro, it's good to have you back in Studio B. Congratulations on surviving spring football. What are you doing with your time now, man?
Just hanging with the family. That's really it. Just taking some time off for about a week or two. Then I got to hit the recruiting trail.
So there's not a lot of time to kind of relax. I mean, you get a week or two here and there, right?
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah.
But you know what? Coach Kalani does a great job of giving us time off and time with the family, time to relax. So we kind of have a lot of time every day because he does a great job of that.
That's awesome. And I know you can't tell us the players, but could you tell us the states that you might be going to or cities?
I'll be going to California for sure. California, maybe Washington, maybe Florida. We'll see. Just kind of branch around a little bit.
Okay.
I don't want to let out too many of the secrets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
okay,
We know there's some stipulations here.
Do you like traveling when it comes to that in short amounts of time? Like, what is the recruiting trail like for you?
It's busy. It's hectic. It's tiring, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it, especially if you get the guys that you really, really want. So that's what we're kind of focusing on, guys that want to be here and guys that we want. So just trying to find the perfect match.
Spring ball's finished, 15 practices in the book. So how was spring ball for you cornerbacks?
I mean, it was great. You know what? We have a ton of young guys, so it was a good chance for them to get plenty of reps. Just repetition after repetition. They're still learning, and they did a good job of just being fundamentally sound and learning the scheme and trying to master the scheme and things like that. So.
Did any of your cornerbacks surprise you with how they've come along, or kind of make you say, "Wow, they've shown some great progress"?
Honestly, all of them did. From top to bottom. Just they picked up better than they left off last year. Put it like that.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was surprised from day one. Surprised from day one, just the intensity that they brought every single day. Just the learning curve that all the young guys got. I'm talking about from number 10 coming on up. Guys like Caden Dortch. I mean, starting from the bottom.
Yeah.
He made a lot of plays that just surprised me and kind of made me proud. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
So just seeing all those guys just make plenty of plays, man, top to bottom, and of course, start from the top. Troy and Dine and Chris Wilcox and Mike Shelton and Isaiah Armstrong, and everybody just made plays to where you kind of opened the eye and said, okay, you're gonna try to make me play you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have a choice.
Right? Yeah.
So it's definitely a great thing. Definitely a great thing.
Do you know how to say Diane Lake's new last name?
I'm gonna need help. I'm gonna be honest with you. I tease him all the time. Like, man, okay, it's gonna give me a little bit. It's gonna take me a little while. So
Are you ready for this?
Come on, let's go.
Gan Woloku.
Gan Woloku.
Hey,
got it.
perfect.
Hey,
You don't need
hey,
help. You
quick
you
learner.
don't need help.
Quick learner. The only thing you didn't learn at BYU was how to get down after an interception of the game on life. Other than that, I think you were pretty good. Gan Woloku. You got it, yeah. And it's kind of a cool story. His uncle passed away.
Yeah.
He wanted to honor him. Spencer loves him because he went to the same high school, Northridge. But
Northridge.
it's a new pronunciation, but he's a guy that really made some plays last year that's going to be a sophomore.
Absolutely. You know what? And as of right now, my top 3 guys are going to be sophomores. So that's a pleasure, having Don, Troy, and Chris. And they all know it's open competition. And, any given Saturday, somebody different to start, So it's definitely a good problem to have. Keeps intensity high, competition every single day. Because they know, as far as just like last year, who's ever doing best that week is gonna start. So, I mean,
What did you learn from last spring to this spring? Like, if you had to say, like, the one thing that was the most influential in your coaching, your personal coaching, I guess, arsenal, what is it that you picked up over the last year?
Just approaching everybody different. You have to coach everybody differently. If you approach everybody the same way, you're definitely going to miss spots that you can improve other players. So just getting to know your guys, getting to know what buttons to push on certain guys, how to improve them, things that they listen to and things that can make them better. So just approaching everybody differently.
That's so true because people learn in different ways. They don't respond the same way to the
Absolutely.
same coaching in different situations. Yeah, that's a great takeaway for sure. Michael Davis at Pro Day. You talk about whoever's playing better gets start. There was a time where Michael Davis didn't start kind of the back half of the season at some point, which was a good problem, right? You have a senior, you have some leadership there. You mix it up a little bit. He ran a 4.34 at Pro Day. Is that because of good coaching?
No, that's because he can run. That's because he can run. We had our ups and downs. That's my guy. We text all the time. He totally gets it. So we kind of text. Like, Coach, what happened? And I'm like, it was personal issues that we're kind of over now, but he totally understands, and I think that's going to make him a better man and a better player. Years to come. I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he can play 10 years in the league, but definitely has the frame, the speed, the height, and everything like that. So he has the tools. It is going to take some work, and he definitely knows that, and I was just trying to help him just reach that point, so.
Defensive back is an interesting position because generally, they don't get a ton of credit unless they make some amazing play, like an interception, right? But everybody talks about them if they get burned or they let their guy get wide open. So how do you coach that mentality? How do you convince a guy that maybe is struggling with some confidence to be like, hey, come out, have a short memory, go out and make another play? How do you get them into the correct mindset to play that position successfully?
Just every day throughout practice, whether it's individual drills, walkthroughs, one-on-ones, whatever the case may be, I try to get them to win every single rep. I always tell them, no matter what you're doing, you always want to win. Whether it's, like I said, backpedaling and we turning and finding the ball. Like if it's two of you guys, it's gonna be competitive. So we built that competitive atmosphere from day one. So once we get to the season, they already know every single play is about winning. It's about it being alignment, assignment, technique, and execution. And your execution is always going to be the win. And all my guys know it. So every single play, it's like, okay, I want to win, regardless if it's a run play or not. If it's a run play the opposite way, I'm not going to let the receiver block me. I'm going to win that rep just by getting off the block and running to the ball. Just small things. And, of course, you got to have a short-term memory. I tell them that all the time. If you allow, let's just say if you get beat for a touchdown, for example, if you're thinking about that the very next play, how are you going to perform at your best when you're still thinking about the last play? So we definitely go over things like that every single day in practice. And my guys are definitely prepared, and they know. Just being a DB, there will be times where we get beat, but I just tell them just make sure that we make more plays than we give up.
And I think a great example of that is against Utah. And it wasn't your cornerbacks per se, but it was the defense where Kai Nakua gets kind of a bogus targeting call, and Kalani loses his stuff on the side to the refs. Then the next play, Francis Bernard makes that interception. McChesney is tossed out for a back-to-back targeting. But the play was made, like short-term memory, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And just and our guys know, things are going to happen in games, whether they're good calls or bad calls. But at the end of the day, it's going to be next man up, and we expect the same from our even if it's our fifth guy, we expect the same thing as
Caden Dortch. Be ready, man.
Absolutely, everybody. They know, you got to be ready, So absolutely.
Cornerbacks coach Jernaro Gilford with us on BYU Sports Nation, hanging out in Studio B, talking spring football. And I like these next three questions that we have. They're kind of rapid fire, if you will. But
I'm with you.
Who's your best cover corner right now?
Whew. That's a tough one.
You can say multiple names if you're scared to name just one.
Nah, it's not. You know what? With our top four, they all kind of present something different. Honestly.
Who are those top four?
Right now, Troy, and Troy's football IQ is through the roof. Like his football IQ is very, very high. With Diane can run and he's strong and he's a physical kid. He's a tackler. He's nowhere near afraid to put his face in it. You know, being aggressive as far as press technique.
So is he your best tackler then?
I would have to say that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I would.
So there's two. Who are the other two?
Shelton is one of my cat quick guys, just being a shorter guy, but with great feet, great technique, you know, so he can be sticky because he's quick, you know, he's quick, he has good feet. And then, of course, Chris Wilcox, I mean, he can run with the best of them, you know, and he was just so young and raw. His first time ever playing corner was against Utah.
And
you know,
let's talk about him for a sec, because people remember that and they're like, oh, I got burned a couple times, made a good play. And what? He had a nice spring scrimmage, had a nice interception there. You guys have been talking about him. He has not been defined by just that single game. He's had a short-term memory, if you will, right?
Absolutely. You know, and I talk to him a lot because it's different when you're new to the position. Like, once you've been playing corner for a while, you already know, okay, I have a short-term memory. But if you just jump in that corner and all of a sudden you're getting beat, your confidence is going to kind of fall, you know. So I have to kind of tell him, like, look, you can name any corner that's ever played the game. They've been beat before. They might not tell you because that's how we do it, you know. No, I ain't never been beat, you know. It's just having a short-term memory. So I have to kind of tell him that, kind of reinforce that, you know. And he's been playing well, man. He's been playing well, and
That's great.
I'm looking forward to see what he can do for the next couple of years.
Yeah, how many true freshmen have to come in and go up against Utah and West Virginia and UCLA?
Pretty intense.
That's intense for sure. Okay, next rapid-fire question. I love this so much. Which player, and specifically which of your cornerbacks, would you want to date your daughter?
Okay. Let's see. I would probably have to say. See, that's difficult because I'm trying to.
Of course it is. That's why we asked it.
Okay, no, but okay, because the ones I want to say might be married, so I can't say them.
Oh, okay,
they're
yeah,
married.
that's fair. That's
you
fair.
see what I'm saying? So it's kind of.
So what single
kind of,
corners? Yeah, exactly.
You know, no, but you know what? All of my corners are good guys. You know,
okay.
I will say that. I don't have any corners that I would look at and say,
Stay away from my daughter.
open the door and no, not you.
The barrel of the rifle is poking out.
You know, no, all of them are honestly are great guys though. You know, none of them are, you know, just bad guys where they're doing just crazy stuff. All of them are genuinely good guys though.
That's great.
Honestly.
Jernaro, it's great to talk to you. Congratulations again on surviving spring football. Good luck on the recruiting trail. And, man, I can't believe we're going to be back here in 145 days in an actual football game.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Enjoy the time off.
Appreciate it.
Go to Disneyland. Do something fun. I don't know.
We'll do something.
Our